Alright, Brush Monkeys, welcome back. This week we are continuing our series of Reaper Sophies. This week we're painting Western Sophie, and I think she's going to be a lot of fun. Pretty simple little paint job here. A lot of it's going to be speed paints. Her chaps will be snakebite leather. Her belts and the bracers, probably her boots, are going to be hardened leather. We're going to put some Agrax wash on the base. Her top will be denim. Her hat will be, or actually her hat and her boots are probably going to be black Templar. And yeah, so it's going to be a pretty simple little paint job. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here. As you can see, we've already got her skin and everything done from the last video. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on her. See you in a bit. Oh, we've also got this lamppost with a buzzard on it that we're going to do too. So that should be fun. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye. Alright, we've made a little progress on our girl here. As you can see, I got her hat painted with the Black Templar. Got her gun and her boots painted Black Templar. And I also got the signpost and the wooden parts of the rifle there painted with the dark wood. Now I'm going to paint the signs themselves with wraith bone and go over them with pallid bone. Actually, I'm going to go over them with a strong tone wash, so it'll still be a brown, but it'll be kind of, it'll pick out that Reaper and the thing there, and it'll pick out the writing on the stone. I'm going to do her hat band with the dark Reaper next, and probably do her bikini with the blues to make them look like denim. And yeah, she's coming along. So, see you in a bit. Oh, we painted a little skull there too. I'm going to go over that with strong tone wash and then dry brush of Tyrant Skull. But that's going to wait until we do the whole base, because we're going to do the whole base like that. The base itself on both of these are going to be basic dirt, and then I'm going to use Grelin Earth, which is a crackle medium. Then we'll wash the whole thing with strong tone wash and dry brush it with Tyrant Skull. And I think that's going to look pretty spiff. So that's where we're at. See you in a bit. Alright, we made a lot more progress on our gal. As you can see, I've got the bikini based in the Reaper Ultramarine Blue and washed with Vallejo Game Color Blue ink. I also went ahead and did the snakebite leather on the chaps. I think they look pretty good so far. There you can see the back of the boots and the back of the belt and everything. Like I said, the gun belt and these little cuffs she's wearing and are going to be hardened leather. The fringe on her chaps and probably on the cuffs too is going to be Gorgunter fur, although I think the Gorgunter fur and the hardened leather are kind of the same color to a degree. In addition to her, we got the rifle done on the signpost here. You can see I did the evil chrome for the chamber. That's usually like kind of a brass color on those old guns. And also did the vulture with the Crusader skin around his head and Cygor brown on the feathers. I'm going to give the feathers a dry brushing of Sylvaneth bark and give this little ruff around his neck here a light dry brush of Longbeard gray. But yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely. She's looking really good. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. I'm going to let this let the leather dry. It kind of looks like she's got some tooling on the legs. I'm not sure whether I should leave that as like tooled leather or if I should go ahead and paint it something. But it's not on both legs. Like she's got it on both legs on the cuffs, but then she's got this little line right here that's not quite. Oh, that's the tie from the gun. Never mind. I see what's going on now. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dry brush her pistol and probably paint that pistol grip ivory, excuse me, I can't talk, and then paint her hat band next, and then we'll go from there. All right, see you in a bit. Alright, we got the pistol dry brushed and the grip painted ivory, and we got her bikini dry brushed, and I brought out all this nice little texture. That pattern on the bikini looks really nice. So she's looking very spiff. Also got the little cord around her hat painted, little hat band. Dark Reaper. Loving it. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the hardened leather parts next, and then we will go from there. See you in a bit. Bye. Alright, so we're back, and we've got her, we've got the fringe painted on her jean, or on her chaps and her cuffs. As you can see, the Gorgonta fur is kind of the same color as the Army Painter. That's the Gorgonta fur right there, and then that's the Army Painter hardened leather, so it's kind of the same color, whereas this is snakebite leather and this is Gorgonta fur, so you can kind of see a little bit difference between the two. I didn't realize how badly frayed my brush is. There we go. Gratuitous butt shot there, by the way. So we also got her little tin star painted on the front in Army Painter Shining Silver. So for all intents and purposes, with the exception of the basing, she's pretty well done. We also went ahead and did the, finished up the buzzard with the dry brushing and the rough, and painted the signs. It's kind of hard to see that there's anything on the signs, but they'll show up once we do the strong tone wash on them. And, oops, kind of got off camera there for a second. We also got to do the basing on both of them. So we're going to, like I said, the basing on both of them is going to be pretty much the same. It's going to be Reaper basic dirt, and then a Grelin earth over the top of that, and then strong tone wash and Tyrant Skull dry brush. So having to read the labels on everything because I can't remember anything. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the base coat, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. See you in a bit. Bye. Alright, we made some progress here. As you can see, we got the basic dirt painted on the base all around. I'm going to do another layer or two on the base band after we get everything else done, but just to thicken up that color a little bit. But this is good for the undercoat of the Grelin earth. Also went ahead and did the, as you can see, I did the skull on that one, and did this one and the two signs with the strong tone wash, so they look pretty spiffy. Went ahead and did the strong tone wash on the rifle too, just to dirty it up a little bit, so it looks really good. Again, probably do another round on the base band after everything's said and done. But for right now, we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and do the Grelin earth, and then we'll wash that. And I think the next time you see it, I think you've probably seen me do this before. It's not any big thing. A Grelin earth is a texture paste. It's a crackle medium, so it kind of looks like that. Painted on pretty thick. It cracks. It looks like parched earth kind of thing. It's one of the few kind of useful things that Citadel produces, so I like it. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and see how that looks, and we'll go from there. Alright, see you in a bit. Bye. Alright, Brush Monkeys, I just want to do a quick update to go over some things here, and some kind of clarify some things. Alright, so I've got the base crackle paint has dried, and I've put on the strong tone wash to kind of accentuate those cracks, and you can see the cracks aren't very big. Now this is the thing about crackle medium, and this is something I didn't do with this because I wanted to have the opportunity to talk to you about it. You've seen me do crackle paste in some of my other videos and the basing of it, and I always talk about how you should put down white glue and all this kind of thing and spread it really thick. This is what happens when you don't, okay? I didn't put white glue on the base before I put down the crackle paste, and I didn't paint it on very thick. And so I've got little bitty cracks. You can just barely see those cracks in the front. On the back, there's no cracks at all. And I thought I went pretty thick in the back, but without the glue on there, there's nothing to really make it crack really big. So it didn't quite come out quite the effect I was looking for, but this is okay. I've got some Wasteland Tufts here. We're going to put those on the bases of both of them, and that'll take up a little of that open space that's not quite taking up the crackle paste. The crackle medium did its job. It did crack in a few places, and it kind of accentuates what's going on with the base anyway, and once it's dry brushed, it'll look a little better. When I get a dry brush, when I get the tufts on there, it'll look fine. But I wanted to do it this way so that I could show you what happens when you don't paint the white glue underneath it first, and when you don't spread it on fairly thick. This is what happens. It just kind of looks like a tan paint. So that's why I tell you, when you're going to do crackle paste, paint the base whatever color you want showing through the cracks. In this case, it was the basic dirt, and then paint on a layer of glue, then paint on the crackle medium fairly thick, and then you'll get good deep big cracks on there, and it'll look a lot better. Right. So just wanted to show you that real quick. Next time you see this gal, I think she'll be completely done. Like I said, I'm going to dry brush the base with some Tyrant Skull. I'm going to put another layer of basic dirt on the base band, just to kind of even out that color a little bit. And then, yeah, next time you see her, she'll be completely done. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a bit. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there is our finished Western Sophie. And she looks really pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. Kind of impressed with that buzzard on the top of the sign, considering I didn't have any kind of plan to paint that guy in the notebook. So I think it turned out pretty well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Next week we got something really kind of cool planned. It's Masquerade Ball Sophie. And for those of you that are fans of Firefly, you will probably recognize what I'm going to do with her. So it's going to be a fun paint job. So tune in next week, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.